Brosi musibi nnyo kale.
We have 10 seconds.
Kati ulira. Ekifo abantu bagendamu okulonda.
We have run out of seconds. Thank you.
Mwana tusembye mwana. Wisa chifunyo mwana. Tuzo wakaba polling station mwana.
Why did I take so long to realize that that we are not as bonded as we thought we were? So yesterday, I just want us to reel back. Yesterday, what happened is as I was getting off the safe border, just to be more specific, one of the guys that was moving around just crosses and then parks in front of us. Of course, it was a bit late in the evening. I'm taken aback. I'm like, let this not be another issue that normally happens. So what happens is I get off the safe border, give the guy 20,000, and this guy didn't have change or balance. So what happens is he raises it. It's a bit around 6. He raises it, and then a random other border stops by. And my dismay, nothing happened, of course, but he gives him the change. Now it made me reflect on the bond these guys have. So the guy who parked in front of him sort of shocked me because he was also willing to help. And these are people that he does not know. These are random other judges. So it made me think about the bond around that I have never reflected upon. And this, as I was going for the comment night, just to be specific. And when I got there again, I think yesterday was just full of reminiscing and trying to understand exactly how we operate in society. And it got me to that level of we need to have a discussion around these things. Now, when we got there, just to give you some bit of tea, when we got to the comedy night, I realized again, no one has ever told me this. I think you guys need to be generous to us and tell us. No one has ever told me that. I think in our contact list, we need to have comedians. You need to have funny friends. I think from today, we need to agree that in your contact list, you need at least five guys that are humorous, that are funny. You know, I've had some friends around who are funny, but yesterday it made me realize I need to be more focused. And I've been now consuming that content throughout tonight. And today, I'm privileged that we're going to have such a discussion because you do not know how important these funny videos are. You see, we have a lot going on. The society is pushing us left, right, and center. The hustle and bustle, we are here and there. And why not come to the fireplace to talk about the things that could help us, that could shape us, that could bring our mental health right to this right spot. And I'm glad that I got in contact with one of my funny friends. I told them, man, why don't you join us on the fireplace and we talk about these issues? We campaign for the need to have funny friends in people's contact lists and contact as contact numbers. Now, I have listed quite a number now that I've already followed on my social platforms, and I'm just taken aback when I asked a friend whether they have one, and they just told me they randomly get into these videos on TikTok. My friend, I think this is the time to have those contacts. You need at least a Dave Chappelle of sorts. You need the comedy scene. I realized yesterday that the comedy scene guys, I think is Tuwajes, the gentleman. I think those guys need to be followed. We need to be more intentional about following these guys. These guys are doing amazing work out there, and they are helping us relieve the stress and the everyday things that we go through. Now, you may be wondering, what exactly am I trying to push for? Is it a campaign for comedians? Is it a campaign just to get us better? But I've realized, I think comedy is another way. Apart from the fact that you're going for checkups, I know some of you guys don't, but apart from that, you're doing that after every 3-4 months, which you must be doing, most especially for those that are having partners. You need to add comedy as, I think, a prescription. I think doctors should tell us. But that's why today we're on the Fireplace podcast. Welcome for those who are just coming on that have not, that it is your first time to be here. Welcome. We are the Fireplace podcasts, a place where we get to talk about issues that affect us on everyday, issues in society. We get to reflect, we get to converse, we get to joke, we get to play. And on today at the Fireplace, we are privileged to have a gentleman who lives a double life, I would say. He's not a military guy, but he's a guy who has made it an effort to make sure that he lives a life in the night and a life in the day that are totally opposite. He's a multi-talented guy. You might have seen him somewhere, but I'll give him an opportunity to literally log in officially. Welcome to the Fireplace podcast, Mr. Kimera Solomon.
Thank you very much, and I really feel so honored to be called upon to attend the Fireplace podcast. One thing I've been loving, first and foremost, as I told you earlier, I'm really pro podcast.
Yeah.
I'm pro interviews, because this is one way whereby we come on these platforms to see that we connect with our audiences at a deeper level, to let them know our opinions and our perceptions in different aspects of life.
That's right.
So back to basics, I'm Dr. Solomon Kimera. I'm a professional, qualified medical doctor who was born and raised in Uganda, in the suburbs of Kampala, somewhere there in Kaboa. And I said I'm trained in Uganda as a medical doctor because I did medicine and surgery. I'm answering these questions because I know you're going to ask me those questions along the way.
Exactly.
Are you really a doctor? Or are you what? Now, I'm giving the preamble so that we go straight to the deeper things we can talk about. Not asking whether I'm really a doctor. So I went to Gulu University and I did medicine, bachelor's of medicine and surgery. For 5 years, I did an internship in a hospital in Kampala. And right now I'm in active practice as a medical doctor, much as I also double as a content creator.
That is to hit the nail that you're really a doctor.
I'm emphasizing the point because those questions, even the people who are going to be watching this podcast, because not everyone knows me, but those few people who know me, I'm sure they'll be like, oh, this guy is really a doctor.
I think we prefer the content side, but again, it's very important.
It's very important, to make it clear, like I'm a doctor. Because before the Dr. Solomon you saw on the internet, we had a doctor before the content creation.
So before we get in there, I know I'm going to take you back a bit because you wanted us to run to the deeper conversation. I want to know what exactly influenced you to literally try this. Is it even in your umbrella or in your docket of medicine and all that allowed? Is it something that you had to? What's the journey like for you? What were you looking at?
Basically, doing content, it's not something I started because I was ambitious. I want to be honest. I was not targeting anything. I was not after the bag. I was not after fame. I was not after anything. I was just one guy who wanted to use his free time to be funny. Because I felt the humor at my heart. Like, because there are things we always say. Like when I'm with friends and I'm saying things, they find themselves laughing. So I was like, if I'm this funny, what if I say these very things in a camera? I tried the first time, people laughed. And when people laughed, that is basically the fuel that I got to push me further. Because in everything you do, the truth is, even though you have no ambition, you need a reward.
That's right.
It's a reward that makes you continue. That is behavior. You condition yourself like you are conditioned. You do something without any motive, honestly. No tricks, no intentions. But the reward I got was so positive. That positive reward made me push even further in different ways to make Ugandans laugh the more.
That's amazing. It brings me to the bit of, so now those two lives come together.
Exactly. They come together and they meet.
How has it been? Just give us a picture.
It's been smooth, I want to say, and I want to thank God. Muslim say alhamdulillah, it's been smooth. Basically, I have no challenges.
That's amazing.
It has been just natural.
So for all those, again, that are just finding us for the first time, we are the Fireplace podcast, and we are glad to officially have I told you need a comedian in your contact list. And I'm glad today that we have a doctor, we have a comedian, and there are two lives in one. It's a whole package of therapy in one. But Do you go by Dr. Solomon, Dr. Kimera? What do they normally call you?
Dr. Solomon, Dr. Kimera, anything that you find convenient. Okay. People call me any name.
On the internet is Dr. Solo. You can look, you check him up. But so at the Fireplace, before we do anything else, I told you were going to log in. So we have introduced a certain simple game here. It is, I think you might have seen it. On top, it's audio and it has the Ugandan bit of it. It's the Ugandan version.
Are there any tricks that may put my life in danger?
No, not at all.
Is it safe for my health?
Very safe for your health. It's not something that is...
It's not like tobacco?
No, you're not going
not alcohol?
You're not going to consume it.
Okay.
You're not going to consume it. So you would have to do something. And I mean, you would... I believe you're one of the smartest guys. Medicine is...
I'm too smart. I'm very smart. Everyone, even the camera guy knows.
So I believe that you cannot be smart and have dumb friends around you.
Exactly. The whole clique is smart.
Now, that's where you get to choose one of your smartest friends that you trust. So this game that is going to contribute to our flame rankings. So literally, you don't want to be at the bottom at the end of the...
Of course, I can be.
So what we shall do, we shall open it. You pick a card. And then you will call one of those smartest guys. You describe exactly what is on the card. And then we shall see by the time we are done. If you're done with the 4 of them, you pick another one. The idea is to accumulate as more points as possible. Each word that you answer has 20 marks to say. Let me take you back to school of medicine and co-medicine this time. So should we? Shall we?
Yeah.
Is the friend ready?
The friend is always ready. Only that I have to orient him because my friends are crazy people. I have to let him know that I'm on some business.
Please.
It's a life and death thing.
Please. It's not life and death. That's why your life is very secure. So we have very many cards here. So feel free to pick any card.
I first call or I first pick?
You can first call. Whatever you're comfortable with.
Okay, let me first call. This guy.
Make sure you can rely on them.
This guy is a rely on them. Put him on speaker.
Please. We don't want him using ChatGPT to answer our questions.
Bro. Mwami nsubugera ija.
Banji?
Nsubugera ija.
Iyo nkuulira.
Oli kuseti? Oli wakaya?
Lwaki.
Anti mwana, nina ko wano ka game kendimu ye. Banta skinze na interview je ndimu naye bangamye nkubire abasajja bennesiga kati gwe nesiga muli mpulira otegeera nnyo ngina bako bye nkubuuza bambi. Tonziramu ebyekisiru.
Ndakwesa ChatGPT.
Tokwesa ChatGPT mwana. Bakuulira mwana. Leka, Lavayo, it's okay.
You have 60 seconds.
Lavayo, and I have only 6 seconds, man. Chikubere, kantu kangu nnyo. Nkwesiga. I pick a card.
Just a minute. We need to make sure the time is right. Mr. Ansuga has already...
Ono Prime mwesiga. These are the men I trust.
Mr. Prime has already scared us that he'll use ChatGPT. So,
and you can use ChatGPT. Okay, I picked this card.
So, you start now. Can describe and then he answers.
Okay.
Kati mwana bro uli abine bigambo Okra. Blue 3.
No, let's pause it there. So you're not supposed to say the words. You're supposed to describe the words. So he says the words.
I describe.
So you're going to pick another card. And we start again.
Wama bro, wama kate muntu wangu kuva buto. I describe something. Gwe nongambe ekigambo bitegero obuzanyo zanyowe.
We start.
Kati njogera olimi lutegeera bambi oluzungu So I'm talking about a place where people go to express to exercise their rights of choosing their leaders. How do you call that place?
Boy. Laki wankubidde
mwana.
We have 20 seconds, guys. You go on another one.
Kalabe, kangene kuchilala kati okubanga simanyo inabyo olya inabyo otalya simanyo kino kikubutula kino kikola ki ekyo bakiyita batya? Allergic akiyise baba.
Go on.
Bro simusiru nnyo kale.
We have 10 seconds.
Kale kulira. Ekifo abantu kye bagendamu okulonda.
Kyekyenva okugamba nti sikimanyi.
We have run out of seconds. Thank you.
Mwana tusembye mwana. Oyisa kifunyo mwana. Tozo agaba polling station mwana. Ngana kuide arm.
So we have
Kuruyange bona basiru mwana bite. Ngena chusa timu yange mwana. Muri basajja bafunyo. Kale bye.
So I think so it's only one. We shall put you on our flame rankings. You're officially logged in, and we are glad anyway to have you. But back to Solomon Kimera officially. So you transition, but again, of course, not transitioning, leaving where you were. You literally come to a place where you feel comfortable, but still educate. Because I've watched some of your videos, I've realized that you go education for most of the things.
Basically.
Yes. You've tried to stay on the course of you being a doctor at the end of the day, but also reaching out to the masses or the general public. So what I want to understand is, as a young man who is navigating this whole life of you becoming a doctor, because I believe it's not like 5 years, 10 years. Are you there yet? Not yet.
A young doctor
who is trying to get to pack up that experience. And then again, you have added another pressure on yourself of trying to again create. But again, you are required, because for the few friends that I've seen that are in your area, I've seen that they're always required to be in that hospital, in that ward, because of, now let's go back to statistics. Statistics tell us that the doctor to patient ratio here is alarming.
Exactly.
Now we have a doctor here who has added more pressure to himself.
Exactly.
Who is literally saying, I need to figure out to get more time and then create. But we have people waiting in queues. You get the picture now. So I want you to paint for me a picture, or paint for us a picture as people at the fireplace. What does that exactly mean for you? You understand?
First and foremost, thank you for that question. First and foremost, as a matter of fact, patients will always be there.
Okay. They're saying we always fall sick, whether we want or not.
Definitely. I don't know how you're going to perceive it, but I'm saying it again. Yes. Patients will always be there. I'm using it metaphorically to mean, let me give you an example. You work in an office.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, let me say you're a teacher. As a teacher, you're going to have 5 lessons a day. Okay, 4 lessons a day. In the morning, mid-morning, lunch, after lunchtime, evening, or maybe prep time. You're going to have 5 lessons a day. But realize, even when you make those 5 lessons, there are still students who have not learned, who need more lessons. Is it sinking?
Yeah, sure.
So it means you have to realize that you're not the only teacher.
That's right.
So as a teacher, you have your time on duty. When that time on duty ends, pack your bags, go home, relax. Now
is that how our medicine?
Exactly. Now people think that doctors sleep in the hospital. We don't. We have families, we have wives, we have children, we have other things to take care of. So I go to work from 8 to 5. And I don't do this 7 days a week. No, I do it 5 days a week, 8 to 5. So it means I have offs, 2 days which are off. And even before 8 and after 5 p.m., I'm free. So even though the patient queues are still there, from 8 to 5 is Dr. Solomon on duty. From 5 to some other time in the night, there's another doctor on duty. Even when we all choose to remain in the hospital the whole time, we can never beat that ratio. That ratio can only be beaten by employing more health workers, not overworking those in the system. So it means that's why when you go to countries like Germany, no matter how few employees are, you are not supposed to exceed 8 hours of work. Germany. Never to gamba. Nobo inamanyi chingo kwa mwe house gutuna kowa. Manyi bagera bayine nyonda sente. Omujamani yagamba the maximum hours you can work for in a day is 8 hours. Go and rest. Emirimu gikyali omwe house bichi, but for you go and rest omulaje ku duty. Tokoshe bikibera.
Okay.
So there is no pressure on me I'm leaving patients, because when it's my time on duty, I work on patients. My time off duty, I come create content. That time when my fellow doctors are having lunch, I come out, I create a video, I go back to see patients. So it's all about how we utilize our extra time.
Okay. So allow me come from the direction now of patients. So that these patients, of course, we know that most of the patients are young people also. Most of them. So I'll watch you from TikTok. As a content creator, I like Dr. Solo. Sometimes he comes through and educates me. But he's a tough guy. I've seen his face. He does not joke around. And then I find him in hospital now. Have you encountered any situations where literally they have not taken it serious, or they have avoided you, or it has not been you had to explain yourself in one or another?
No, it happens once in a while whereby the situation whereby I have to explain myself in one or another, but I never let those things go on. I don't explain myself. And the good thing about Ugandans are beautiful people. When they come to the hospital and they find you are the guy in the white coat, much as they've seen you in a movie, they've seen you somewhere, they've seen you in politics, they've seen you on TikTok, they will know this is my doctor. Because Ugandans are now literate people. They've gone to school, they know someone, as long as you bag medicine and surgery, you have the qualification, and you have a license given to you by the council governing practicing doctors in the country. That means you have been endorsed to work on them. And the end justifies the means. If you come with that severe malaria, you are barely down, you blacked out. And then I work on you, you get better, then you go home, you testify. You give a testimony, that guy is on the internet, he's really a doctor. So the end justifies the means. Not that before.
Do you have people on call now that trust you as their personal doctor from all this experience? From the experience of the internet and creating content about this.
I have those people. No. Now it's a bit tricky because while I'm on the internet, I make sure I only farm organic audiences when it comes to content creation. People who love my content, not people who love Dr. Solo as a doctor.
But
I don't utilize my platforms to get patients to come to my hospital. I don't do that.
But you don't have control over that. Over fishing or farming.
Yeah. No, I have control. I do it. I've done it. But this is how I made sure these two professions don't cross paths. Basically, we have a council, UMDPC.
Okay.
It rebukes any kind of self-advertisement of your personal skills.
Now, that's
now here's the thing.
Yes, please.
Now, when I'm on the internet, I never. Now you can go to the internet. Very few people know where I work from. I never reveal where I work from.
Personally, I don't know where you work.
Yeah.
Right.
So when I keep where I work from confidential, even when I come for podcast interviews, when we reach that part, I tell you, I keep it confidential. Because the moment you say I work in this clinic, so clearly you are farming what? Clients. And that's illegal.
That's
because basically, any patient, anyone who gets a medical complication, they need to go see the nearest doctor.
Very, very.
Not driving from Jinja to Kampala in a district where me saying boy you get it to find Dr. Solomon's clinic. That is very, very unprofessional and unethical. What if they die on the way? That's why the council had these rules set clear. And we know them. We were in practice. That's why we don't have issues. I've not gotten any legal issues this far.
So let me get back to the council that you said that is your umbrella. So what I want to understand, have you, because I haven't found anyone, maybe they are there now, coming up. I haven't found anyone that does what you do. You understand, in terms of being in that area of medicine and also doing this level of content that is humorous and all that. So what I want to understand is, have you found any issues with the council? Has the council hit you?
No, I've not found.
There, so just make sure you're in check, you don't do anything.
Yeah,
no?
I've not found any problems with the council because our council is a very beautiful council.
That's nice.
It handles us in the most human way, as long as you maintain your professional and ethical boundaries.
So what would happen if something of what they don't allow you to do?
They summon you.
And
for example, if they catch me advertising my skills online, that so you people Gonorrhea presents like this. Gonorrhea, you have difficulty passing urine. When you have gonorrhea, you get itchiness. When you have gonorrhea, you get pus coming out of your penis. Now, you can say that not until when you say, for more information, please find me at this clinic or reach out on these numbers. Now, that's where you'll get some, because you're advising your skills. What I do public education, public health education. I give the information out there. I demystify medical concepts. I demystify all these facts, things about disease and what. I put it out there for people to consume. I try to package them in a way that I think may be palatable, in a way that will be engaging to the audience. I educate them so that people make informed decisions about their health. Then in case of complication, I always write it down there on my tweets, on my word. Visit your nearest hospital. Go see a doctor. I don't tell them go see Dr. Solomon. No. Go see
your nearest
doctor. Because my intention is to teach Ugandans about their health, not to get clients coming to me.
Okay. I perfectly now have a better picture of who you are and what you're trying to drive, which is, I think, understandable. Now what I want to get to is you've been in this medical field now for quite a time. As a doctor who sees clients every day, I know you have the confidentiality bit, but you can give us a picture. If there was that message, because you're trying to demystify certain things, you're trying to teach us certain things, if you were to use this Fireplace to bring out something that has been literally on your mind over and over that you keep on seeing, that Ugandans need to be conversant about or do, what would be that one thing that you think?
A health tip.
Yeah, what is that health information that you think is very important, but Ugandans seem not to care about?
One thing I want to talk about is the myths of STIs and UTIs.
Okay.
And if you look at my Twitter handle, at least once every week I talk about infections, UTIs and STIs. I realize Ugandans confuse the two. They're big topics, but I try to demystify them. Every day at least I make a tweet, demystify.
Okay.
An STI is not a UTI.
How different are they?
Because STI is sexually transmitted infection. UTI is urinary tract infection.
Okay.
So STI is going to affect your genital organs, genital pathway, reproductive pathway. Whereas UTI is going to affect your bladder.
Okay.
Girls overcome, because these things are so common in girls, in females, but they're susceptible.
So let's talk some bit of science since we have an opportunity to. So you see, I've seen for, let's say, STIs that now you have literally put right. The question is, who has this infection? Because girls seem like that the ones that always have these cannulas on their hands.
Now here's the thing.
Where do they get this?
Here's the thing.
Who harbors them?
Here's the thing. STIs and UTIs affect both males and females. But it so happens that the disease processes are different in the two genders. The disease process in a man, for example, if you were to get gonorrhea today, the girl who has given you that gonorrhea, you know that girl. You'll be like, it should be this girl. Because that gonorrhea will manifest within 48 hours. A man. In 48 hours, you go to pass urine and you find pus coming out of your urethra.
In
out
48?
of your penis. 48
in 2 days.
That's what I'm talking about. Gonorrhea in a man. That's an example. 48 hours, Bob, you go to pass urine, there'll be pus. Your hole will be sealed off. When you pass this urine, it will be so burning, so heavy. Yeah? So that disease process whereby the gonorrhea is affecting you so aggressively in a very short time, trust me, it will rectify your health-seeking behavior. You will visit your nearest doctor. Now, this is where the logic comes in. But when you visit your nearest doctor, within 48 hours of disease, they will catch the disease in the early stages. You get treatment. And the way it has affected you so severely, you make sure you are at that treatment and finish the treatment.
I hear you.
That's the first whatever. As compared to females, those dear mothers of ours, sisters and wives and girlfriends, nature is biased. It's unfortunate for them that they can have gonorrhea. That gonorrhea comes in a category called PID.
Okay.
Like a collection of those infections of the reproductive pathway. Pelvic inflammatory disease. That's where their gonorrhea falls. When they get a gonorrhea, they can go for a whole year without getting the severe side effects, not the severe signs and symptoms of gonorrhea.
But they will not.
And yet, in this situation, much as they don't see having the severe signs of gonorrhea, they can still transmit the gonorrhea. And once you realize after 1 year that you have gonorrhea, chances are it is so deep-seated, it has even entered your tubes.
So let me now, let's call it, it's a disadvantage that they may not show on the ladies. That shows late. They may not know, probably, or they may take it for granted. So is there an infection? Yes.
And two, it may answer the question you want to ask her.
Okay.
Two, the other way in which females are women, let me say women. I'm looking for ways of
saying the right
thing, because that's a very sensitive group in society.
Let's call them
one wrong word. Your account can even be banned.
Let's call them ladies.
You saw when I talked about fibroids. Yes. So ladies, ladies is more polite. Ladies is still unfortunate for them that they are actually more receptive to these diseases. Like they are built, their genital organs are built in a way that they are more receptive. When you look at
what you're trying to say, they can
easily acquire.
Okay.
Look at how their private parts are built.
Yeah, sure.
By nature, actually, they are built to receive. That's why you insert and she receives. That's why you have a pointed thing, they have a hole. You get? So they are receiving. So much as they are created to receive your genitalia, they also receive other diseases. Like it's an inside canal. It has fluids. It has what? So everything you deposit in there, it is held within.
So let me.
Unlike men, whatever comes, because when you go in, let me say the germs are going to give you the gonorrhea, the what, they are on top. Mere showering, you have pushed them off.
Okay.
You get the logic?
I get you.
They are on top of your rod. But females, those germs have entered inside their canal. It's hard to wash in there. So the germs have a luxury of even taking time. They travel up your cervix, they infect the cervix like that. You get?
So it brings me to the question. So you see now, for example, for gonorrhea, that I didn't know that in the female side of it takes that kind of time to manifest in terms of the signs and all that. I want to know, because I always see ladies with cannulas. Yes, which I think is more to the infection side of it.
That's because of, let me say, two reasons. Girls have cannulas because the first reason I said, they have diseases for long. They ignore them because their signs are not so severe in the beginning. By the time they start treating, they are already in severe form. The infection has reached their tubes and ovaries, causing those tubovarian masses, causing those abscesses in the pelvis, like inside your belly, there's pus. So you realize they are treating something that has actually worsened. That's why they always have a cannula. Then two, the other reason why those girls always have cannulas is the fact that they poorly treat those infections. Look at this. As a man, we are good at executing as men. If you don't tell you to swallow this doxycycline, this antibiotic for 14 days, you will swallow it. But females, ladies, chances are high. You know they're princesses, yeah? That's how I. Like they are feeble people, they are people you have to handle with care, yeah? So when you tell a female, a lady, swallow this antibiotic for 14 days to treat that gonorrhea, that PID, they swallow for 7 days. They get nausea, they start vomiting, they'll be like, oh my God, because I'm no longer feeling the pain. It's okay, let me put it aside. Who will know?
Now this is why I want
now,
to ask. Yes, please.
The more you swallow antibiotics, halfway the dose, you are causing antibiotic resistance. That gonorrhea you have is going to become resistant to that antibiotic. So time reaches whereby you need IVs. And remember, those IVs are given in a way that's not right. They are given for 3 days.
So who gives these IVs?
There are some people out there
that are not doing it right.
It's unfortunate that you people, when you go to see practitioners out there, doctors, you never have the luxury to ask for their qualifications.
So is there
you don't their level of education.
Are there standard are there measures, are there standard ways when I get to hospital what I must say and must ask just to confirm that
I think it goes back to educating yourself. We have the internet. Okay, this is what you call a Google patient, someone who has checked about their illness and stuff. It hurts not. It doesn't hurt. Educate yourself. Become a Google patient because it puts you in a more secure position.
I'm entirely going to
You're not so
medicate.
prescribed. You can't cannot yourself. Trust me. No matter how much internet you've read, you can't cannot yourself. But at least you'll be in the know. The doctor gives you this. Let me give you this safe react zone for one day. Then that will be the end. You have the luxury to ask them. But doctor, why one day? Now, if that doctor gets through at you, they're not professional enough.
I get you now.
If a doctor gets frustrated when they are questioned, then they have a problem. You have to explain the patient that I'm giving you self-reaction for one day for this reason.
So you think we've given up our health and let the doctors decide everything?
Exactly.
And we're not asking questions to understand if
exactly. I think we should be asking questions.
And you guys,
because that's when you realize that that person you're calling a doctor is actually a nurse.
There are different people.
Different people. We have nurses, we have clinical officers, medical officers, we have lab technicians, we have doctors, we have surgeons, the specialists, we have physicians, dermatologists. So I think it's actually, this is something we need to devise as a country. Because I see it in very many areas. You go to a medical facility, a clinic, small clinic, you find someone in a white coat, they don't have their titles on the coat. Why? I mean, let the public know that you are a clinical officer. Let the public know that you are a lab technician. Because the public thinks everyone on a white coat
we think
is actually a surgeon.
Yes. We think
once they get that scalpel, that blade, that thing that cuts, you think they're the surgeon. That's why it has to be Dr. Solomon Kimera, or MBCHB, or medical officer. So that you know.
Solomon, I think this conversation is really deep for now, especially for the science side and how people really. For me, my question would be, what are we doing wrong as people? What has really changed that much? For example, now let me give you an example of what you just said. So you say that when we go to facilities to get this medication, we go back now for our sisters out there and they don't finish their medication. I think it's both ways, even the men do it. But
chances are high for a lady to do it.
Okay. So for me, my question is, because time then, let's look at our grandfathers, our grandmothers. Let's look when we're young and all that. Trust me, lately it is worse. And yet we have the right medicines. We are in the right, I think, modern age, and as you can say, what is happening that is not.
It didn't happen back then.
Yes.
But I'll take it back to the same points which I just need to explain more. Microbial resistance, antimicrobial resistance. These germs, these infections are getting resistant to the antibiotics. Basically because we prescribe sometimes wrong doses. 2, you don't complete the medication. 3, we do polypharmacy. What we call polypharmacy? Like you swallow different types of antibiotics at once. You think you are bombarding. And because people self-prescribe medicine. Every house, actually growing up, this thing started way back. Growing up as a kid, I realized every household has Fragile. You know that tablet they give you, I'm sure they also gave it to your mom, gave it at some point, because you had a stomach ache. They give you 2 tablets of Fragile, then you get better. So abusing antibiotics came from back then, because Fragile is metronidazole. It's an antibiotic that should be swallowed for not less than 3 days, usually. But you saw it as a start dose. We think it's a painkiller. So at one point that these days people have cefixime in their houses.
What's that?
It's an antibiotic also. They get somebody discharged. This lady will go ahead to swallow some cefixime for 2 days. They get a bit better, but they've half treated. It's half cured. They get better. Now the infection comes back the next month. Comes back worse because now the cefixime can no longer work on it. It's now resistant.
So how
then also the lifestyle has changed. These days, ladies, why they have rampant infection? Sometimes actually infections because they are sexually transmitted. Some infections come with like they are sparked by the body themselves.
Okay.
Like there's what you call good bacteria that are always down there in the females. But the lifestyles like to get water, simanya doching, you know doching?
Yes.
Whereby people get a jet of water and they flush down there. Then because they want to clean, then after flushing inside there, they're inside their private parts, not on top, inside the hole. Then they also go ahead to put some perfumes. So it smells strawberry. Maybe they're going for that weekend marriage. So that when the man goes down there to give head, they get that good aroma. You find her smelling chocolate. Now, all the things they put down there, they distort the normal flora. They distort the balance.
I feel you.
You get, that's where it comes from. So when you distort the balancing of these good germs down there, you start getting those auto-infections, those infections.
So Solomon, let's talk about the pressures. Because I feel like now you've talked about, let's say, those things they do for men or we do for different partners and all that. For example, now it's not only girls that are doing that, or it's not only
even men.
Even the men are doing certain things. And beyond that, I also want to come back to what you do, which is literally content creation or comedy scene, you could say.
Exactly.
So I want to talk about the pressure of a young man, a young woman, a young lady, a young Bob who is in the society, who of course wants to achieve, who is afraid of being told that they are 1 minute men, who is afraid that they don't own a car.
To lose their dignity.
They have to stand in society and show that they have status.
Yeah.
In every aspect, relationship, every aspect.
Exactly.
So these pressures, and that's where I think I want us to sort of touch a bit. Now, for you who has been in the other world and also who's in this kind of world, my only question would be, what is happening to us? How have we gotten to that kind of level of trying to level up, even when probably we don't need to get there? Maybe we need to trust the process to get us there. What is happening with us? Probably that's why we are getting all these issues around. Just paint a picture of your perspective.
Basically, I'm not to say what most people say. I want to be realistic because I'm also a young man who I have, and I will still have societal pressure. As a young man, in your mid-20s, late 20s, you expect to have a car. You expect to have a fashionable apartment. You expected to have a nice-looking girl. An 8 and above, 8 out of 10 and above.
Yeah, there's even a scale.
There's a scale. Those scales have been there. You rate. You're a 5, you're a 10. You know that. I'm being factual, man. You expected that when she comes over, this girl you've been running to chase, you've been chasing for months, let me say 5 months, putting your money, she has eaten your burgers, your pizzas, you've done her hair, her nails, she has not yet come home to lay her. When she finally comes through, you really want to show her that actually, I want to finish my money. So you don't want to underperform. So these pressures have been there, they are here and they will still be there. But then it goes back to our personal levels. Like, in the end, after achieving what you've achieved, does it add value to you?
Do you think we reflect to that kind of level? Do you think we even have time to?
Now that's it. That's where I don't know how many young men are going to see this podcast, but I wish we all realize that whenever we are doing things, we have to reflect what's the cost, what is the benefit, what are you going to bet, like what outcome, how important is the outcome? You want to sleep with very many different girls, and every girl every weekend you want a different girl. And every girl who comes, you want to be in the game for 40 minutes.
Those are infections.
So you swallow what? Sildenafil, Viagra. People call it the blue pill, but different names, Chikumi, whichever. So those pills. So that you stay longer in the game for the different girls. And the more you stay in the game, the more you predispose yourself to STIs and UTIs. But that's one thing they don't know. UTIs, rigorous sex leads to urinary tract infections.
I'm getting there.
Like a UTI is not an STI. Like a UTI is not sexually transmitted. But the sex itself. Because you realize, okay, the germ, this is one thing. That's why I keep telling girls on my internet, on my ex, girls who work in Kampala kids, stop blaming the toilets for your UTIs.
So it's not the washrooms, it's not the toilets, not the...
The chances are less than 0.009%.
You're joking.
But every girl, this is the toilet I used. No, girl, you just don't know how to be hygienic. You're having rampant sex. Because you realize, actually, now look at this. You know the germs that cause UTIs? UTI, like, it's, let me say, bladder infection, let me call it that. Infection, urinary bladder, where urine comes from. You know, in females, it's a bit different. Like for us, the hole that brings semen is the hole that brings urine. We have one outlet. But females have the reproductive part, that's the vagina, and the excretory part, that's the urethra. Like the hole that brings urine. They're two different holes. And we all have where we pass our shit from. Now, the germs that cause UTI, they live normally in our bodies, in the gut, in the intestines. Did you know that?
I'm getting that.
Like, look at this. We are having germs that live normally and they're harmless when they're in the colon. They're in your intestines, in the rectum, where your poop comes from. Now, in any case, whereby these germs leave that colon or anal area and they end up in your urethra to enter your bladder, they'll cause a UTI. Are you trying now to add it up?
I get you.
Now, do you realize that actually UTIs aren't from outside, they're from within you?
From within.
So it means if you get anything that acts as a vehicle to help these germs move from the anal area to enter your urethra, you get a UTI. Is it making sense?
Making sense, totally.
Do we see how periods come in anywhere?
I think our viewers now are going to are going to
This
kill
is
us.
very controversial. I wrote about it on X, and people are like, this guy, where do you even train from? How do you start? They say that a UTI can be spread, can be
is more internal than external.
Can be promoted by sex. Now, the more you have sex for longer time, these men, we have different practices of sex. Remember, these two holes, the anus and the urethra of women, they are so proximal. And like for us, we are a bit safe because our urethra is this side and there is a long distance for this bacteria to crawl. But females, this hole is here, the hole like very proximal. So it means the germs can move anytime. The germs can move by sex as you're moving your thing all over. You act as a vehicle. 2, these germs can move depending on the way you wipe yourself. There are things that people don't want to hear because they sound uncomfortable. But that's why you're having repetitive UTI as a girl. Because some girls are wiping from back to front.
These are the questions we need to really deep dive into. But let's talk the fire and shift gears a bit. Because you've talked a lot about sexual intercourse. I know there's a wide network of this happening around. And I want to ask and know whether you think one of the fuels is really our mental health, and this is our way of coping and trying to really stay alive and sane in this society. That, of course, we talked about the pressures around, but also trying to stay cool. I need to have a girl here, a girl there, and then I also, so all this. So I want to bring mental health in this aspect because there's a lot that is happening, and sex is always involved in one or another.
Exactly.
And of course, there's a lot that has been happening on the internet. You've read. So just to touch a bit on that component of mental health, coping, and then your profession, because you know this. What is your perspective around that? Do you think because as we discuss, I want you to also just focus on a bit on the drugs bit, because all these things substances, people are using substances legally and illegally, and some of these substances come from your facilities or where you guys operate. Yes.
So basically, I mean, summarize mental health and day-to-day stressors, basically. Truth be told, we can never put sex out of the picture. You know me, when you go to my handles, I'm always talk about sex. Because, I mean, that's the goal. Reality, the goal is having intercourse. In everything we do, you know we're having this podcast? You know it's also linked to intercourse? You know why you go to work every day? Think about it. You know you go to work every day, it all ends up in intercourse. You know why you want to make money? So when you
have a family.
Now here's the thing. When
to be better.
But before going to the family, you know what's in between there?
You want to say a lot of sex?
Lot.
Okay.
You know how people get connected? Intercourse.
But that wasn't the deal then. Our mothers and fathers never.
Here is the thing. It could be subtle or overly. It could be obvious or undercover.
Underground.
But it is a fuel. It's a fuel. That's why boys do what they do. That's why a boy will spend all his monthly savings to lay this girl. And then after sleeping with them, getting intimate with them, that will be the close of deal. They actually realize they didn't even love them. So that drive is what is dangerous in society. The sexual drive. Now, it is here to stay. It's not going anywhere. Because it's the only true pleasure you can get as a man, as a female. It's the only true pleasure, you like it or not. You can't escape it.
Solomon.
No, you can't escape it. But that's the difference. No, I'm not trying to say that I'm too much into that or I'm biased.
Yes.
But the truth is, man, let's cut the games. Everything we do drives to that. You see, I said medicine so that I thought I would get money from being a doctor. I'll be highly paid. When I get the money, I get a good girl. When I get that good girl, we get family because I'll be sleeping with her. So men, the only reason we have to work each and every day, because in the end, at the end of the time, we have a reward. That reward is that good girl we fancy, like we think about, fantasize about.
Could be that good car, that good house. Could be that vacation.
That is secondary. You know the main reason why you want a car? Let's be honest, as a young man, Bob, why would you want to buy a big car?
To show my friends around how cool I am.
You know why you are? Now this goes.
You're saying I won't be cool. There's no woman inside that car.
Now you see here the thing, Bob. We are humans, but we are only overdeveloped. Like we are more developed than lower animals.
Of course.
But we share instincts because we share DNA. That's why you have concepts like evolution.
That's right.
Because our DNAs have something in common.
That's right.
Now when you look at male characters, starting with lower animals,
chimpanzees,
those are even more developed. Look at just every animal kingdom, every kingdom you go to, there's what you call dominance. A male will always want to dominate.
That's right.
Now for us, we are humans. We are more developed. We dominate in different ways. We shall not come and fight like lions to secure the pride. We shall not fight like chimpanzees or buffaloes to take over the hide, the herd. For us, Bob, if you want to dominate, you want to buy that big car. It's not that you want to show your friends. No, you want to prove like you're on top of the chain when it comes like to the boys around. And when you go back to our DNA, men will only want to dominate, will only want to be an alpha, to be on top of the game, to attract mates.
Okay.
Look at it. Now I want to break it down, Bob.
Yes.
I want to break it down.
Don't forget our beat.
I don't want to forget. I don't want to forget.
Yes.
And I'm assuring you that in the end, intercourse is the thing.
Yes.
And intercourse is going to affect our mental health if we don't control it.
So what do I do? Because I'm looking for coping mechanisms or coping ways, or how to literally stay on course.
So basically, if you appreciate, I'm emphasizing this because before, like, identifying a problem is halfway the solution. Do you believe that?
That's right.
So me and Solomon, I realized that my biggest challenge is searching for sexual intercourse.
That's a Solomon.
When you identify that intercourse is my weakness as a man in this society, when you identify that's the issue, then you avail solutions. Is it making sense?
Do we really think the way you're thinking? But again,
I don't know. I think I'm being...
you're being a book now.
No, okay, here's the thing.
Studying.
Okay, here's the thing, Bob.
Let's go back to how things
back
run.
to basics. Back to basics. If you realize that, if you accept the fact that sex is here to stay, we are all pursuing that. We are pursuing girls to learn more and more girls. You have now to learn that there are other things to do in addition to the girls. Not other than the girls.
They're on their list.
When you try to remove them, that's where mental breakdown starts from. Because we are social beings. We were created to have partners.
Let's skew away now from the partners. I am on drugs.
Here's the thing. Now I'm coming. I'm arriving. You realize most people, you go to rehabs, most people who are abusing drugs, who end up in rehabs, there is a female involved. I mean, prove me wrong. There are relationships involved. Leave on the things I was raised in a family which was abusive. I was traumatized, so I started smoking. I said, no, smoking, whatever you're smoking, young people, you know, on a scale like generally, males abuse drugs more than females. You know that?
Yes, I've found more males in that sort of limelight.
Now, this tells you something. Males, most boys learn drug abuse when they're in school. Most of them, even these kids who don't go to, I will also come to them. Most boys learn doing drugs when they're in school. And that is because of peer pressure. These boys believe, with their peers, they believe that when you smoke, you are cool. Girls will find you attractive. You say we are coming back to girls.
That's right.
When I emphasize a point, I have a reason. These boys in school.
Let me hope this is not an attack.
It's not an attack. It's not an attack.
I don't want our viewers to think we are spelling out girls as
No, they're not the source.
Issue.
I'm not the source. But I'm saying when you identify the problem where you go wrong, that's the solution. Because when we're young, we never know that there is a soulmate who's coming for us to settle with us, to start a family with. We just want to attract anything good around us. This is where these boys go wrong. Look at the boys out here. You start small. Of course, there are other pressures. Money, other than the relationships. There are the money, and of course, there are stressors. That's why people start drugs. So everyone who starts drugs, they experiment first because of pressure, because of peer pressure. But you start now using the drugs independently because now you're addicted. And addiction comes from the reward you are getting.
Of course. And
that reward acts as a maladaptation. It helps you to escape whatever issues you're having. If you're broke, the source you're having, you don't have money. Then you get some money and buy drugs and buy weed. You smoke and get high. When you get high, you get that euphoria. That euphoria makes you forget that you're broke. So it's a temporary escape from your stressors.
So should we also spell out the parents here? Because you said the issue is that probably we get there and we do not know. I want to say
parenting.
Parenting maybe.
Parenting is playing a big role. Parenting, me, I'm a very traditional African man.
Okay.
I'm not so liberal, by the way, as people think. I don't believe that everyone should do life the way they find. I believe in societal constructs.
And that's
where parenting comes from. Because the first society you have as a baby is your family, your mother and father. Then your siblings come in. Then they introduce you to the society, community. That's why you can never have a sensible relationship, a basic relationship with your community if the relationship with your family failed. It's your family that introduced to your community. Because a family is the smallest unit of a community. Remember that from SST.
That's right.
Elementary school. So when we have issues with parenthood, broken families, unfortunately we have single mothers, we have single fathers, and all the evils that come along. We have lots of evils that come along.
That's right.
Because from the fact that I have a kid, then I divorce my wife, I get another wife, that's already now breaking the code. We are already, it's unfortunate, it's out of my control, but already that's now toxic parenthood is starting in. You get? Now, let's first look at a scenario whereby both parents are there. But they're not that caring because they believe it's your life. You go to school, have a good time, have this amount. So I believe actually, I will not be giving my kids the pocket money they need. They have to be a bit below the bar.
Is that because
it's called quite a control?
Is that because that's what they did to you?
Not because that's what they did to me. Yes, they did to me, but I saw the benefits of that versus being in a luxurious setting. Now look at this. How many people who go to school having a well of life actually finish school? Look at your friends. Do you know that actually the highest number of kids who abuse drugs, who use substances in school, they're actually from well-off families?
I've heard rumors that those.
Look at your friends. No, I want you to reflect on your life, bro. Your friends are at school. As a poor kid, where do you even get the money to buy weed in school?
You can't.
Where do you get the money to bribe the Askayi to bring you coffee, spirit, and drink? It's really the what? The will of what?
Yeah, you have to have some money on you. I get it. I feel it.
I mean, I don't know where you kind of feel like I can smoke the weed because, man, my dad is rich. I have where to start off from. But for the poor kids, they have nothing to extend. They either succeed or not. That's all. You get? So, the word parenting plays a very big role. The example you set for your kids. Because if you use drugs, what do you expect your kid to think?
So, let's of course again shift the gears here. So what I want to understand as a traditional man, you've spelled that out. I want you to project, because for me, and we have said this in the past episode, that where we're going, we might have very many single mothers, single fathers, and that would impact the way our society is molding the future generation. And of course, we want to be great and change our country and do amazing things.
Yeah, that's our intention.
So as a traditional man who is a young doctor, who is also doing this whole content creation and co-medicine around, what do you think we are doing right and wrong around here? What do you think we can better do?
I just know what we are doing wrong.
You don't know what we should do right?
No. I don't know what you should do right, because when I said this, okay, like It's like when someone tells you, I don't know the road to success, but I'm sure about the road to failure.
Paint it in just a minute.
Yeah, in just a minute. Like, I know where we go wrong, but I don't know what should be done right. But I'm sure if we reduce the going wrong, chances are high that we are now shifting gears to.
So you call out a few people here, call out a few situations here. Yes.
First and foremost, young people are dating. First of all, young people are living out of their capacity. 1,
live within your capacity.
Live within your means. Don't live outside your means.
2.
Huh? 2. Young people, now that also falls under. Young people don't know who to date. They date outside their class, outside their level, outside their league.
Go back to your parents, talk to your father and mother. Don't know who to. What should we tell them?
The parents?
Whom should they consult now? Because
now here's the thing. You yourself as a young boy, I put it more on boys because I believe most of the single parenthood that ends up, the single mothers you have there, the single families we have there, men play a very big role in making sure those single mothers happen. Because usually, actually, it is men. If you look at most of the single mothers, it is men who abandon them. It is men who fail to fulfill their responsibilities. Maybe because they've decided to do so, but also because, but sometimes it's because
the men have failed to take risk. They have failed.
They didn't choose, but they failed.
I get you.
They don't have the money, they don't have the what, and the woman has to move on. Yeah. Because even these are girls. Girls, like females were created to receive. By nature, they're created to receive. If you fail to provide and protect,
I know they're going to love you for this.
No. These are facts. If you fail to provide and protect,
you have failed as a man.
As a man, because no woman will submit to you.
I want to remind everyone. That is watching us that this is the Fireplace podcast. Don't forget to load those MBs, follow, subscribe, and share. It's been a minute. I know Solo we could go on there night, but I want us to emphasize that from these spaces, maybe we could get the solutions. I know we keep on bringing up these causes and how issues are going, but we need to also learn that life is not really that kind of curve. It has its ups and downs. But as young men and young women or ladies, we need to focus our lives. We need to understand who we are. We need to appreciate that the road will be curvy, but we stay on the course right. So it's been a pleasure having you. I know we're going to have you more times. We need this fire to keep burning. We need to talk about these issues. I know very many guys in the comment section will ask more of these questions and they will need us to come back over and over and talk about this. But until the next episode, which you don't want to miss, just your last few words as we try to really wrap up.
Thank you very much for tuning in this far. We love you all people who have tuned in to watch the Fireplace podcast, where we share thoughts. Once again, I'm Dr. Solomon Kimera. I'm a content creator and a medical doctor. I want to take this chance to thank all the people who actually lock in. They follow my content. They love the content. Keep it up because you're basically the reason why we keep doing what we do, because you love the content that we do. Keep supporting. We appreciate that. As a take-home message, please put on that condom when you're going to have someone. Keep it protected at all times. Stay away from drugs, because drugs only give you a short time of escape and happiness. They will only destroy you in the end. So protect yourself, stay clean, avoid drugs, keep supporting us and following us everywhere. May the good Lord be with you.
Been a pleasure.
Thank you very much.
All right.